buddy. Let me tell you what, it's cold in North Carolina today.
Okay,
No
it's
golf.
cold.
No
It's
golf.
cold. It's cold in Pittsburgh too. So I guess we're both likely in the same boat for sure. And it's great, big news coming, man. Our topic's gonna be introducing a new book, Alan. So you have a new book coming out. What is the name of this one?
Well, I've done a lot of thinking here in the last year or so, but it's time for the title of the book is "It's Time for a New Retirement Plan, Tax Free."
I love the title because anybody hears tax free, they like it. They don't want to pay any taxes, that's for sure. Alan, how many books does this make, and will it be available on Amazon?
Well, this is my ninth book. Seven I've co-authored, and then two I had authored myself, and it'll be on available on Amazon hopefully in February.
What prompted you to write another book, Alan?
Well, Neil, after seeing everything that is going on in our world with the massive inflation, people living paycheck to paycheck, and not being educated on what's out there, because 99% of people I talk to, Neil, have no idea what I'm talking about, because we've been inundated by the propaganda of Wall Street and fee-based advisors to invest in a stock market or 401k, and very few people understand the problems of the 401k. 58% people don't even think there's a fee in a 401k, and just a 1% fee over a 30-year period will reduce your income by 1/3. And the average fee in a 401k, according to Lap Time and I believe it's Forbes magazine, is 2.99%. People are going to be left with less than half their money. And on top of that, they're going to be hit with taxes anywhere from 20 to over 55%. And they are not prepared for this.
Alan, can you tell us some of the items that will be of interest in the book?
Well, I'm going to have a lot of different areas that people, when most people write financial books, they write just about one thing. But I'm going to cover a lot of things. One thing I'm going to do is have a couple of pages of facts that you need to know. As an example, did you know that 80% of men will die married and 87% of women will die single, or will die, and the average age for a widow is 57? And that brings up the question: is your spouse taken care of? I didn't realize this until I did the research. And the average the average 401k will run out of money in 5 to 7 years. And did you realize that 80% of Americans take Social Security to the detriment rather than to their benefit? The average American only has approximately $87,000 saved up for retirement. Let me ask you this question: what have you done to protect yourself from lawsuits, liens, and judgments? What have you done to create tax-free retirement in tax-free income in retirement? And people need to understand this. It's not how much money you have; it is how much money you have after taxes. These are just a few. I've got several in there.
Okay. Alan, what else are you going to cover?
One of the things I've gone over the past podcast are the risk in retirement, such as sequence return risk. The number one fear in retirement is running out of money before you run out of life. Longevity risk, which is a risk multiplier. Distribution rate risk, which many people don't understand. I can recall 18 right off the top of my head, but it'll all be covered in the book. And I can eliminate or mitigate those risks that a stock portfolio only compound.
What are some of the questions that people have in retirement, and how can you help explain them?
Neil, funny you should ask that, as I have a complete section in my book on questions that people need to ask. As an example, for business owners, in the event of your demise, do you have an overall plan to mitigate the federal state tax due to assets, or what will you do? What happens to your business upon your disability, death, retirement, or the sale? How can I be paid? I ask business owners, let me ask this question. When you sell your business, or what's your exit plan? And many of the business owners, they said, what do you mean, Alan? What do you mean by exit plan? I said, how do you plan to sell your business? Would you like a tax deduction, or would you like to pay capital gains tax? And they all asked me, they said, well, Alan, I want a tax deduction, but how do you do that? Well, it's not how I do it, but who I know that knows how to do it, because not everybody can know everything. Can my spouse or child really take over and run my business if I become disabled or when I die? These are just a few of the business questions, but there are several more. But as for individuals, I like this one. What estate plan do you have? The government's plan where you pay the most in taxes? Another good one. Does your current plan reflect the values of your current advisor or yours? Did you know you can insure your retirement? You insure your house, you insure your car. You know you can insure your retirement. Did you know that you get a tax deduction today for a charitable gift that will not go to that charity until after you die? There's a possible way to convert your IRA into a Roth IRA and have Uncle Sam pay the taxes. And I'm doing this with a person right now. And he says, Alan, why don't people know this? This is amazing. Other things. How would you like a financial vehicle that does not affect the taxation of Social Security or the means testing Medicare Part B, and you get 75 to 80% of market gains, possibly more, with never a loss? Obviously, I'd like to do that. And then I like this one because I ask people all the time. There are three potential places for your estate: your beneficiaries can't even talk, a charity, or the U.S. government. You get to choose two, but what are they? And I've had many people, well, I want my beneficiaries to get it all. Well, it doesn't work that way. Again, there are many others.
Alan, I've heard you speak about the taxation of Social Security and the means testing for Medicare Part B. Are there are ways to protect yourself from those?
Absolutely. When I ask people about tax-free vehicles and tax-free distribution, they always say, well, my Roth IRA, my Roth 401k, and municipal bonds or educational bonds. And I said, well, I strongly disagree with you. Cash value life insurance, whether it's a index product, index universal life, or whole life insurance, they do not affect the taxation of Social Security, and neither do your Roth products. But if you buy a bond that is in a different state than where you reside, you have state taxes to pay. And here's the other thing. If your state is large enough, you have e-state taxes to pay. But the big thing is they both affect the taxation of Social Security and the means testing for Medicare Part B, which will be in the thousands of dollars per year. So they're not even close to tax-free.
When you look at all that stuff, Alan, like how do you understand that? That's why I need someone like you, right? Because you don't know if you're making those right. Your financial planners don't really look at those things, right? They only look
Right.
at your portfolio most of the time.
Absolutely. And one other thing is about, and I just started looking at this here about a week or so ago. Most people don't know what IRMA is. And now it's for higher income people, basically over $212,000 if married. But it can amount to thousands of dollars per year in extra money that they have to pay. And just like Medicare Part B, that can increase by over 350%. And that's all affected when it comes to your retirement. So if I can show you a way that has a financial vehicle that does not affect the taxation of Social Security or the means testing Medicare Part B, you're going to be wiping out thousands of dollars in income that you're paying to the government, and that goes to you now in retirement.
Wild, Alan. Such amazing stuff. Where is the best place people can get a hold of you?
Well, you can always call me. Now, let me say this. I do not charge for my consultations. Sometimes they last 2.5 hours. But you can always call me at 910-551-1046 or go to my website at strategicwealthstrategies.com, and you can email me at strategicwealth, the number 0, at gmail.com. Now, Neil, what I do in a nutshell is I show people how to possibly reduce and eliminate taxes, set them up with a tax-free retirement, show them how to become their own bank, borrowing from themselves, compounding from themselves when they pay themselves back and not the financial institution, and eliminating the risk in retirement that a stock portfolio, bond portfolio, real estate, money market funds, mutual funds, they only compound. And people don't know this, and they need to. But give me a call. Be more than happy to help anybody out there.
All right, Alan. Appreciate it, sir.